joint, YouTube, all those good joints. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday. Hello. People, I can see some people already chatting in, typing in. So let me know if you can hear me. Let me know. Got to make sure everything's on the up and up. Okay, that was weird. I'm always looking out for ghosts in my crib. When lights and stuff start flashing, I'll be like, what? Don't make me have to call up some type of exorcist. Anyway, say it's my favorite white boy here. There you go. Because whenever you ain't on the Democrat, then you're white or you're sellout. I'm pretty sure if I ever blew up a little bit bigger than I am now, they'll send out Joy Reid after me. Yeah, they'll send somebody to hunt me down. There you go. They'll put a hit piece out on me, but I don't care. I embrace that type of stuff. I like it like that. So anyway, welcome to the show. Tonight is Wednesday. I think the day before Thursday. And it looks like my mic is checking out all right. So let's go ahead and get busy because we got to finish up what we was talking about last night. But some new intel dropped in that I got to cover real quick before we get back into that. So let me get loose, man. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Somebody sent me something, y'all. And I love it. Oh, yeah. There we go. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some G's in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. That's right. Gorillas in here. Yeah, they gonna have me walking around like the Macho Man Randy Savage. Yep. Get over here, Elizabeth, right now. What up, biting to a Slim Jim, brother? Yeah, man. Somebody sent me these. I made a comment a couple weeks ago during a show, and somebody had these on in the background, and I was like, man, I want me some of those glasses. And somebody was so kind enough to send them to me. I said, thank you very, very much. Yeah, man. Go out and upset some liberals with this, talking right to them, knowing that they hate Trump. Yeah, and they got all kind of daisies and stuff on their car, and I'm like, excuse me, I like to get some directions to, or what does your glasses say? Oh, that's nothing. Just anyway, listen, could you give me some directions to, you know what, I'm not giving you anything, you white nationalist fascists. Yeah, just to make them mad. Yeah, because according to Joy Behar, any person that rocks MAGA or Make America Great Again, anything like that, yeah, they might as well put a swastika on those glasses. So anyway, thank you very, very much. I will be rocking those and using them in my show from time to time when I'm feeling real Trumpian. There you go. So now with that being said, don't forget to hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms. Don't forget to check out Kevin's Corner store, which is right there on the screen. And below all my videos in the About section. Please text MAGA to 330-974-4607 to stay connected just in case we get disconnected. I have a way of reaching out to you guys. And then finally, if you want to support the channel directly, you can through my Cash App and my PayPal. Always take donations and support for the channel. All right, so thank you. With that being said, let's get into some things because, guys, who could have seen this coming? Who could have seen this coming, y'all? Only the people who got a brain, though. Only the people who got a brain. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Can you believe this?
Crossing the border in and of itself is you have to either wait in line or seek asylum.
Right.
And so that's what it should be. Some people crossing the border are convicted felons. Some people crossing the border are traffickers. Some people are crossing.
No. All of them crossing the border are criminals. See, I knew it. Something's going on. Yeah, all of them crossing the border are criminals. See, that's what you're failing to realize, Joe. They're all illegal immigrants coming across our border, which makes them a criminal immediately. But you kind of waive that with your new policies and stuff. You make excuses for them by coming out talking about, I should have said that, undocumented citizen, stuff like that. But here he is talking about, some people, he's putting conditions on, them being sent back or being a criminal, some people. But let's go ahead and see where this leads.
crossing the border are engaged in drug deals, etc. And they should be immediately thrown out. They should not be allowed to cross the border.
Well, see, nobody should be able to cross the border. And that's the whole point. Nobody should be able to cross the border. I mean, this is embarrassing. And you know, this one is near and dear to my heart because I'm thinking we have countries that don't have the capabilities. We have the technology, the military might, all of that, and they can secure their borders. But you're telling me we can't. Anything America allows to happen to America is done by choice. The leaders have let us down. When we have all the resources to stop certain things from happening, but we just, for some reason, just allow it to happen, that means it is happening by choice. So let's continue hearing this loser right here.
Now to some breaking news.
What's
8
this?
possible terrorists, all foreign nationals arrested in New York, LA, and Philadelphia. And they came into the country across the southern border.
Go figure. Who could have seen that one coming, y'all? Everybody. Everybody could have saw, even the Biden administration. Mucus knew about this. All these folks, they knew this was a possibility. All of these people who were getting busted coming across the border, how many we got right here that was on the terrorist watch list. So under the Biden administration, I think it somewhere in the 300s or somewhere around there since he first got in. And under Trump, it was a small number. It was a small number. I forget the exact number, but I know in Biden administration, it's like over 300 and something, suspected terrorists that came across our border. Now remember, guys, those are the ones that we caught. These 8 right here are 8 out of how many millions have come across? Remember, guys, we have 1.8 million gotaways. Now, I'm pretty sure, I'm just doing the math, perhaps, maybe running some statistics in my head. There it is. I'm just running some statistics and I'm thinking, out of 1.8 million gotaways, I'm pretty sure there's some terrorists sprinkled in there. I'm pretty sure. And we're just lucky enough to apprehend, 8? That's it? How could this ever have happened?
Back home now to the terror arrests across the country. We've learned several men with suspected ties to ISIS living in the U.S. have been taken into custody. Julia Ainsley is with us with more. Julia, what happened?
You show up.
We have increased the number of...
That's exactly what happened. You show up. We have taken special precautions. Don't forget, we are taking it to the cartel. And I mean, these folks are traitors to our country. So now we got everybody calling up Mucus. Hello. Yes. Don't worry, Mucus. We don't use real name. Just call us the terrorists. Yes, terrorist number 1. Anyway, listen, we're sending more terrorists your way, okay? Blend in right with all of the illegals. Okay. Hola, Mucus, this is the cartel. We're sending some fentanyl. We're sending some more illegal immigrants. Everybody's coming our way. Everybody. So now, Mucus, he got in, and look what happened.
Refugees that we will accept from the Western Hemisphere. We have built safe mobility offices in Colombia, Ecuador, Guatemala.
You hear all of that? You hear all of that accommodation that Mucus is giving all of those illegal immigrants? Well, you can't just be discriminating, though, can you, Mucus? You can't be making it nice and smooth and easy for those down in Guatemala and Ecuador and all of that when you got people coming from all over the globe. All over the globe. So, yeah, when you're making things this wonderful, when you're sending messages out like this, Mucus, you get a dragnet effect. You're going to get a whole heap of folks to show up.
Costa Rica to reach people where they are so they don't have to take the perilous journey.
You hear that, fool? See, these were the things that the Biden administration was working on. That reaching people where they are so they don't have to take the perilous journey. In other words, we will send people down there to assist them and then make sure that they come into our country on your expense. On all of us tax dollars who's paying for them to fly folks in, and we're paying for apps to get made for these people to go ahead and use the app. One of the terrorists, he used the app. He used the app to come into our country, y'all. Did y'all know that? The app that we paid for? That's why they all should be drugged out of office by their big toes and thrown in a slammer. If you ever want to know a real reason why a politician should go to the slammer, this is one. These folks have put our whole entire country at risk. Now understand, that's just 8 people. 8 that they caught. Now, if I'm Trump, I'm hammering this. I'm talking hammering this all day long. I got commercials running about these 8 folks that came in. And I'm running clips of Joe Biden saying, search the border. I'm running clips of mucus at that border is secure. I'm running commercials of Chameleon Harris talking about the border is secure. Yeah, I'm running all kind of stuff like that. And that might be the only thing I talk about in the debate. What about those 8 terrorists that came across there? Well, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about white nationalism and xenophobia. I want to talk about those 8 terrorists that came across there. What about that? I don't care what the commentator asked, the narrator or the moderator asked, that Mr. President, you once said that it's going to be a bloodbath. What did you mean by that? 8 terrorists came across the border. That's my answer. And it's going to be my answer the next time you ask me something. What about those 8 terrorists that came across on your watch, creepy? That would be the only thing coming out of my mouth the whole time. Look at Black Idra.
The president has done more to secure the border and to deal with this issue of immigration than anybody else.
Anybody else. And it shows by having 10 plus million folks come across the border within 3.5 years. Yeah. So obviously he's working day and night. Oh, Joe's working day and night to break that border. Break the border. I'm breaking the border day and night. That dude's breaking the border day and night. So you're going to sit up there. The president have done more than anybody I know. How can you say that when it is the worst that it has ever been in the history of our country? But yet you're boasting about that. I don't understand. It's not matching up. Your words and the actions and results are not lining up.
He really has.
8 individuals, all from the Central Asian country of Tajikistan, were arrested in Los Angeles, New York, and Philadelphia.
Yeah, they spread out so they can set things up. Don't worry. I go out the west. You go to East Coast. No, you go. Have no idea what these cats were planning. And you got to understand that's 8 of them. That's 8. Yeah. See, there might be another 800 somewhere that's going, don't worry about it. We planned for this. We knew a couple of us would be sacrificed. Don't worry. The majority of us made it here because of mucus and Biden and all of them. God forbid these people do something crazy. Man, I really hope that the messaging goes out about the danger that these people have put us in. We already know this is a hot topic for many Americans, but not enough. Every single American needs to be furious about this. I mean, you got to understand, liberals can be victims of terrorism too. So all of the folks out there saying, you know what, this right here is not right. Trump's talking about sending these people back and nobody is illegal. And the Statue of Liberty, all of that crap goes out the door if you are a victim or someone you love becomes a victim of a terrorist attack. All because these folks want more voters. For Democrats, did you see the clips where they were asking all of the illegal immigrants, who do you like? And they were all saying, Biden, we love Biden. He led us into country. They love him. They love him. Boy.
They entered the United States this year and in 2023, crossing the Mexican border.
Wow.
They were vetted and allowed to remain in the country.
What did you say?
They were vetted
and allowed to remain in the country.
There you go. Under the Democrats' leadership, we always have to go, what did you just say? Stuff like this, like the other day, when I was showing y'all what's going on up there in Chicago, and it was those 2 teenagers that attacked those people, well, several of them, but 2 of them got caught, and the lady lost her child, and it was like, and the 2 teenagers are now back on the streets. They've been let go. And I'm like, what did you just say? We always have to say, what did you just say under this administration? I mean, you see folks doing all kind of crazy stuff and getting away with it, and everybody's going, what did you just say? What? How many people came in? You said what? I couldn't believe when Joe came out and made an apology about the dude who killed Lincoln Riley. I shouldn't have said that. You know what? I mean, undocumented. And I'm like, what did you just say? I mean, it's sad that we got to have this reaction on standby under this administration. Always got the, what did you just say button ready? With my finger right there, like, I know it's coming. I know it's, oh, see, here we go. Beep. What did you just say? Unreal. So they came in, they were so-called vetted because remember, mucus wants to process these people within 70, I think 2 hours or something like that. You know, so you're going to get a lot of vetting done in that short amount of time when you're looking at 6,000, 7,000 people sitting out on the lawn. You know what I'm saying? So the vetting, I'm sure, went, you know, very, very smoothly. It went very smoothly. Yeah, I'm down here on the South Lawn. Yeah, I'm overwhelmed. It's just me. Yeah. How many you got? 8,000? That's nothing. I'm looking at 12. Yeah, I'm trying to get out here by 5. But I don't think I'm going to make it. I got to get at least 10,000 of these people processed before 5 o'clock. There it is. So you know what ends up happening. All right, I'm just going to wave them all. Okay, all right, over and out. Come on in. You ain't going to do nothing wrong, are you? No, don't do it. Okay, you're good. All right, you look, you know what, you look pretty good. Go in there. So now they were vetted. Now remember, when they would drag mucus up there on the Capitol and ask him about the vetting process and all that, we have a very intensive vetting process that we go through, and we make sure that all of that. They need to drag his butt right back there and start asking him about these 8 terrorists. You know, and if something happened, I hope the whole country sues him and the whole Biden administration. The whole country. Let me get this straight. Everyone in America just opened up a lawsuit against the Biden administration? Yes, you heard it correctly.
We have
There's our border czar.
a secure border.
CBS News has learned further investigation uncovered the men had possible ties to ISIS-K, the terror group which claimed responsibility for an attack at a Moscow concert hall that killed more than 140 people earlier this year.
And I'm sure they came here with good intentions for us Americans. I'm sure they did. Yeah, this is the danger that an open border creates. Yeah, and it is sad. It is really, really sad because this was done on purpose. This wasn't one of them situations like, man, we've been doing everything we can to make sure you guys are safe. And I don't even know how these 8 people slid in with our tight security, with our very smart policies that we have in place to prevent these things from happening. You know how you stop 8 from coming across? You know, by stopping all of them from coming across. See, so therefore, those 8 can't blend in with 8,000. You see how that works? Now, all of a sudden, you get 8. It's a bad day. You know, Border Patrol should be parked somewhere with some binoculars looking to see any infrared. All right, I see 3 people coming across them. I can't even believe 3 came today. And when you have a system set up like that, then you can properly stop folks and vet them. What are you doing here on this continent? You're from where? Kazakhstan or wherever? Is that connected to South America? How'd you get here? What's your intentions? But when you got 8,000 folks in a big yard under a bridge somewhere, you think you're going to be worried about what continent you from and all of that stuff? They don't care. Because the Biden administration don't care. Just process them in. We'll deal with the fallout afterwards.
FBI Director Christopher Wray warned earlier this year of a heightened threat level with thousands of people crossing the southern border.
You think mucus cared? You think mucus cared about that? I don't care about any of that stuff. I have a goal and an agenda. We want at least 20 million plus Americans legal immigrants before we get kicked out of office. We want so many that it's difficult for anybody to deport all of these people, but I don't care. I don't care how big the task is. They all got to go. Now, somebody just typed in a note, said Mayor Garlick has been held in contempt. Absolutely. But you know that means nothing to him. You know, that's the sad part about it. It means nothing to him. And yet I heard the fake news and the Democrats trying to launch an attack on the Supreme Court justices. Only the conservative ones, though. Yeah, they're saying they're out of control and there's nobody above them and they need accountability. And what are you going to do when they're already at the top and this and all of that stuff? And we want to be able to control them. We want to be able to keep them in check because they ain't voting the way we like them to vote. See, but yet at the same time, they're not saying nothing about Garlick, who's at the top. Nobody's above him. He just does what he wants. So what? Hold me in contempt. And you want me to arrest myself? You want me to arrest myself? Yeah, y'all so funny, man. Anyway, so him and Christopher Wray is having a good time, doing whatever they want. And, of course, so is Mucus. Apparently, nobody is going to mess with Mucus. I mean, shoot, they tried to go ahead and impeach him, but the Democrats didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it. Now we got terrorists. See, so that would be another commercial that I would run. The Democrats didn't want to impeach Mucus. However, Mucus let 8 terrorists that we know of come into our country. I would run an ad on that. Here's what the Democrats support. They felt this man was doing a good job. That's who they did. Such a good job that they didn't even want to hear how horrible of a job that he was doing. Why? Because they already knew he was doing a horrible job, because they wanted him to break this border. Why would they impeach a guy for doing what they asked him to do?
Our most immediate concern has been that individuals or small groups will draw some kind of twisted inspiration from the events in the Middle East to carry out attacks here at home.
And you shut up. I don't want to hear nothing from him either. Dang on it. See, it's hard to even look at him right now through any other lens except corrupt as well. The whole FBI. I'm glad they stopped some good stuff, and I'm sure the men and women who's tasked to do these things are doing a great job. But him and people on his level have tainted the whole FBI. They should be going to war with Mucus. Dude, what are you doing? You're making our job hard. You know what, man? Do we need to open up some charges against you, Mucus? You're putting our whole country at risk.
Won't that be fun?
Well, there you go, y'all. There you go. So, guys, as Mucus is destroying the border and Biden, and we got terrorists running around and all that stuff, we got the media that is accusing Trump of everything. Of everything. See, it's to the point now, it's like, you know what, guys? Accuse him of everything. Everything? Yes, everything. But, I mean, like, could you give us, like, some perimeter? No. Everything. If it rains, it's Trump's fault. If you slip on a banana peel, Trump put that banana peel right there in front of you. Yeah. Whatever happens, you and your wife don't make it. Trump caused us to get a divorce. Everything is Trump's fault. Everything. Somebody says, stub your toe. Dang on it, Trump. Ultra MAGA folks made me stub my toe. So check this out. First thing they're blaming Trump for is Trump only wants our votes, y'all. He don't care nothing about it. Man, he's acting like the Democrats, I guess. The ones that show up and be like, love all you black folks, all you gays and the lesbians and what's the ones, the other ones, the transformers, whatever, you know, whatever. We love everybody except conservatives. Those ultra MAGA folks. Now vote for us. We'll be back in 4 years to pander some more. So apparently Trump only wants our votes. Let's see what Trump really said in context.
And by the way, isn't that breeze nice? Do you feel the breeze? Because I don't want it.
I almost spit my juice out. Somebody said, wife pregnant? Guess who? Trump. That's pretty funny. Somehow Trump got my wife pregnant. And you know what I'm saying? You know, I was listening to him while we were making love, and we didn't even want kids. We weren't even ready. And all of a sudden, just by listening to Trump, somehow she gets pregnant. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. This guy's destroying the country. You guys are hilarious. So now here's Trump out there in Vegas having some fun with the people, y'all. He's joking. Tongue in cheek.
Anybody going on me, we need every voter. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care. See, now the press will take that and they'll say he said a horrible thing.
What? Now, is Trump about to predict something like he always does?
The next day.
His entire campaign, his entire movement is in service of just one thing. Trump. Biden campaign sought to turn Trump's own words against him in what is likely one of the shortest ads of all time. It was released a few hours ago. Watch.
Because I don't want anybody going on me. We need every voter. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Can you believe it? They walked right into it. Walked right into it. Did he not call that? He knows them very well. They don't even try to avoid it. Trump's like, now watch what they'll do. Tomorrow they'll come right out and say that I said a bad thing. And that's exactly what they did. I I'm telling you, that's how predictable the left is. I challenge anybody that is in politics to just ask one of those Democrats to have a conversation or debate without bringing up racism. We already know it's coming. Before I even debate, I would start off saying, all right, I like to open up by saying that my opponent across from me, within at least the first 2 or 3 minutes, I'm sure is going to be bringing up some type of racism, sexism, some ism, some type of injustice. They can't even, trust me, within 3 minutes, easily. And watch them walk right into it. They're sitting there like, how did they know that we was going to? Oh, shoot, okay, can I make it 3 minutes? Because that was like right off the grip. I was coming out the gates with racism. Opening line. Racism is running rampant. Oh, man, he messed up everything. How did he know that? Because they're predictable. They only have a certain limited amount of arsenal. We already can predict the lazy left is coming. And sure enough, Trump said something. And you would think they would have said, now, we don't want to do that. Because he just said that we're going to come out tomorrow and do this. And what did they do? They did it. They did it.
Bruh.
So there you have it. Oh, now, wait a minute, though. Hold on. Yeah, that chick ain't done. Check this out. Trump's about to jail everybody. Did y'all know that? Trump's about to throw everybody in the slammer, which many of them probably need to be. But nonetheless, everybody's going to jail, including who?
What happens to you if Donald Trump wins? What do you do? What's your first move? I mean,
she was more like a doodoo queen on a doodoo screen. I pay no mind, but what do you mean? She's a congresswoman. She's ALC. She's bubblehead #1. So now this chick is about to say that Trump's about to come after her, guys.
it sounds nuts, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy threw me in jail.
Now, you know what? That sounds crazier. That sounds super nuts then. So here she is, got the nerve to think so highly of herself that she thinks I wouldn't be surprised if Trump threw me in jail because I'm a real threat. Do you know who I am? I'm AOC. I'm a real threat. I'm a big player, big baller. I'm doing big things. I'm a threat. AOC is laughable. She's now anybody besides just straight mindless folks look at her like a joke. Like a joke. And here she is thinking that she would be at the top of the list. She's a high priority target on the Trump hit list.
Really?
I bet you ladies laughing because she's like, whatever.
Out of his mind.
Oh, he's out of his mind?
I mean, he did his whole first campaign around lock her up. Like, this is his motto.
That's his motto? And you mean to tell me he did his whole campaign around that and didn't do it? The one campaign promise that y'all claim he made, and he didn't even try to do it. Didn't even try. All the other things that he did, like all the other promises, he at least tried. And it was blocked by Democrats or even rhinos or whatever. But this one, for some reason, he made this promise to go ahead and lock her. Made it a campaign promise. Got in and didn't even try it. But yeah, here she is talking about this whole campaign revolved around that.
We didn't say that, He said he didn't say it. Yeah, right? That, yeah. I take him at his word.
Now wait, do you or don't you? Is he a liar or does he tell the truth all the time? That's my question. On one hand, the Democrats saying, you cannot trust Donald Trump. Anything that he ever said is a lie. There's nothing that he won't lie about, as I'm doing right now. But I will say Trump is a complete liar. But when he says he's going to be a dictator on day one, we have to take him at his word. What is it? Is it either he's a liar or he's straight up telling the truth? Now you got to understand too, y'all. When you say Trump is saying all of these evil things and he's going to do all these evil things, now all of a sudden what you end up doing is making yourself look stupid, because anybody with common sense have to stop and say, why is Trump running around saying all these evil things just like y'all say he said? On day one, I'm going to be a dictator. I'm going to take over. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lock up all of my enemies and I'm going to do all these evil things. They're trying to make us believe Trump's running around, laying out all of these diabolical things just like that, taking for his word. Y'all ain't hear what he said? Y'all ain't hear what he said? No nuance, no context, just like we're telling y'all. That's exactly what he did. Let's see what else Trump is going to do.
I take him at his word. I take him at his word when he says that he's going to round up people. I take him at his word when he threatens.
Round up who? What people? Why? These are all questions, Bubble One, that I need you to ask. So, apparently he's going to round up people for no reason. Just go out in the streets. I want all these people round up because they didn't vote for me. Or could he be talking about illegal immigrants that you are completely defending while your people in your district is saying you're raggedy as a politician? You don't care about us. You don't care about your citizens first. You care more about the illegal immigrants than us. But here she is talking about he's going to round up people because she wants people to think he's going to round them up. See, that's what they like to do. They leave it very vague, open. He's going to round up people, not illegal immigrants. And if they do say immigrants, it's never illegal immigrants. He's going to round up immigrants, take them back to the country they came from for no reason. Yeah, so let's continue.
Journalists, I take him at his word.
He's going to do what to journalists? Unreal.
I take him at his word. I take him at his word. I take him at his word.
What did you just say?
His mind. I mean, he did his whole first campaign around lock her up. Like, this is his motto.
Oh, he didn't say that, He said he didn't say it.
Yeah, right? I take him at his word. I take him at his word. I take him at his word when he says that he's going to round up people. I take him at his word when he threatens journalists.
Threatens journalists. Threaten them how? See, remember, guys, with the left criticizing them, it's threatening. There it is. The fake news, you're threatening us. Yeah, when you criticize evil, corrupt judges, you're threatening them. When you criticize evil, fascist, Marxist politicians like the Squad, you're threatening us, putting our life in danger. So here she is threatening. You're threatening journalists.
I take him at his word. I feel like what we saw in his first presidency was an amuse-bouche to what his intentions are. He has learned from his mistakes of appointing professionals, and he will not make that mistake next time.
Good. So basically what she's saying is his first presidency, he didn't pick enough evil people on the Squad to implement his diabolical scheme. That's what she's saying. But what I heard when she said that, because see, I can translate too. What I heard is Trump's not going to pick any rhinos or any folks in his cabinet this time that's going to be betraying him and undermining his agenda. He's going to make better choices this time and pick solid people that can go in and get the job done. That's what I heard. So I'm thinking good. Even though you're trying to make it seem like that's a bad thing. What else is Trump going to do?
Is what he both sort of inherently offers and now more and more explicitly offers, which is, if you pick me.
I get stupid. I should have arrow like Cupid. I use a word that don't mean nothing, like Lupin. So now you see, big nose, Rachel Madcow. So apparently Trump, he's still going to be a dictator and throw everybody in jail. Everybody. I mean, who knows? Big nose might end up in jail too. But we'll have to have about 8 separate cells to hold that big nose. There you go. She'll be in one cell and her nose will take up about 8 other cells. All right, we got to walk through 8 cells to actually get there to feed her because her nose right now extends about 10 or 15 yards. So let's continue hearing about Big Nose, who claims she might even be locked up.
That'll be the end of politics.
Oh,
and you won't have to deal with politics anymore. You won't have to deal with contested elections. You won't have to deal with contests or divisions when it comes to power.
Do they not realize how stupid they sound? The end of politics. They're not even worried about how dramatic and over the top this might sound to rational people. I mean, who knows? I mean, he might cut off all the oxygen. I mean, people will probably be dropping dead in the streets because they can't breathe. He's going to control people by, saying, if you don't support me and come out every morning and say, all hail Trump, he's going to turn down the oxygen level. And folks could be dropping dead. Who knows? He might blot out the sun. I mean, who knows where he's going with this? I mean, so over the top. So I'm thinking, so Trump's going to do all that? How? What mechanisms is he going to use to get rid of politics, y'all? In 4 years. Remember, you guys, he only got 4 years to do all of this. Now, Yet Biden, he had 4 years and he pretty much destroyed the whole country. But the stuff that she's trying to say Trump is able to do in 4 years. So I guess he's going to get right in and say, first of all, for me to do this, I got to get rid of the Supreme Court. I got to get rid of Congress. I got to full-blown become a dictator. I got to somehow convince the military to implement my evil, diabolical scheme at will and not question me whatsoever. Not question me whatsoever. Yeah, it's just going to come in and do that. But this is how she's talking to her audience.
What he's offering is strongman leadership, the end of politics, the end of elections, the end or the sidelining or domesticating, as Ruth Ben-Ghiat says, of the judiciary and the Congress.
Wow. I mean, do they not listen to herself? And look at the leprechaun. Somehow in green again. Raggedy Patty over there with the red hair. Got that green on again. Always after me, Lucky Charms. So the leprechaun over there is, like, if this is a possibility. They do not care when it comes down to trying to trash Trump at any cost. They don't care how stupid they sound, over the top they sound. They're not even trying to appeal to rational thinking people anymore. They can't, because we're sitting here watching this exchange and how unrealistic what she's saying is. And the lady who should be going, you know how crazy that sounds? How exactly, can you explain exactly how he's going to do all these things? When did he say this? And what exactly did he say? Instead of doing that, she's going, Thank you, Kami Khan.
He'll be the man in charge and he'll get it done. And that's what he's selling. And that's what they are very eager to buy.
That's it. That's what we're all very eager to buy. That's what he's selling. So all of us Trump supporters, we want a dictator. There it is. Now, of course, only their raggedy audience would believe this. I'm watching people. Somebody sent me something on Facebook that had a meme of all of the Trump supporters with MAGA hats worshiping a fake calf with Trump's face on it, basically saying, we're all in a cult. We all worship Trump. He got us all brainwashed. And I'm saying, you know how belittling that is to our intelligence? Like, we as Trump supporters can't tell the difference between a God and a president. We don't know the difference between, Jesus and Trump. I mean, we lost sight of that. That's what you're saying? Yeah, somehow we've all drank the Kool-Aid. But yet, many of the Democrat supporters believe that men can be women and women can be men. Now, you want to talk about brainwashing and believe in a cult when they can tell you to suspend reality and logic and biology and you buy it? If you can't tell me the difference between that, and you are talking about y'all can't tell the difference between God and Trump, and I'm going, no, I can tell the difference. I know there's a point where Trump can't do nothing. Hey, if God ain't on his side, hey, it is what it is. I'm just banking on God being with him. And at this point, it seems like he is. But when God's through with Trump and the world and all of us, we'll know it. We'll know it. Hey, at that point, there's no need to be calling on Trump or anything like that. I'll be going, no, I think this right now is all in the hands of God. No need to be relying on anybody else. This is that moment, to where we just say, well, here we go. But yet they got the nerve to come out and try to belittle our intelligence like we're just walking around mindless. You got to be mindless to be watching these networks. Look who they brought on. Look at this guy. Look, MSNBC bringing on this guy, the guy who stole money from Trump, somehow to go ahead and pontificate how he feels about Trump. Let's see what he got to say.
First of all of these people, whether it's Marco Rubio, Mike Johnson, Mark Meadows, have all said disparaging things at one point in time about Donald. Ted Cruz, the same thing. They believe that if Donald Trump wins and they are shoulder to shoulder with him, that they will have unlimited power, which...
Y'all hear that guy? The liar? The known liar? Somebody said hater. He's the ultimate hater at this time. Now, this is a grift for him, big time. And you know who's helping him with the grift? The fake news. The fake news. Somebody said, I can't stand that guy either. So now he's in all of these guys' heads. Y'all hear that? So this bum is saying that Marco Rubio, all of these guys who's in line that might be a vice president, they believe. I didn't ask them. I didn't question them. None of that. But now he's on here just straight up making stuff up. Remember, Trump's responsible for everything, and he's evil, 100%. And I got a question after we finish hearing this complete scumbag, this scrotum sack. It's the only thing I could think of. The scrotum sack that's talking right now.
Would, of course, give them the ability to make or to have unlimited resources and assets. One mistake that they are making
is what?
Donald Trump doesn't share. It's all about him.
It is?
Not about his kids.
What?
Not about his family. It is all about him. So if they think...
So wait a minute. It's all about Trump? He's that evil? Now see, my question is this, y'all. To have a villain like this, you do understand, guys, what we're hearing out of each one of these people, they're all saying that Trump is a villain. You do understand. Now, any good movie or script or book, they're all going to have a villain. But what makes the villain believable and relatable is the motive of the villain. You don't want just a superficial villain who is just evil for evil's sake. That's why Thanos was the best villain ever. You got to understand the thinking of Thanos. As you watch all of those movies leading up to the end, you're going, I see what Thanos was thinking. I kind of understand his motivation. I saw all different types of, experiences, thoughts, and stuff like that. At the end of the day, he was a villain that you can relate to and say, I know why he's doing what he's doing. Versus some of the latest garbage that they just put out, where you just go, never heard of this villain, don't know why the villain's doing what they're doing, but yet everybody's saying this villain is just evil. Just 100% evil for evil's sake. When Thanos did things, it had a purpose. He didn't just randomly do stuff. It was kind of like, I'm doing this because A leads to B, whatever. It wasn't just, I'm killing folks because I'm evil and I just like killing. They're trying to make us think Trump is a villain, but they have not revealed his motive. Meaning this, Trump's evil, he's going to become a dictator. Why? That's my question. You're telling me all of the things you're saying Trump is going to do. You're telling me at the end of the day, his motive is just to become a dictator? You're telling me Trump just wants complete power. Why? At what point, at 70 something, close to 70 or whatever, or how old he was when he ran initially, you're telling me his motive was, I've accomplished all of these things, done all of this stuff, got so much money, don't need any additional headaches in my life, but I want more power. That's what I want. I want power. I want to get in this thing and I want to become powerful. And guess what else I want to do? I want to become a dictator and I want to set myself up as a king pretty much over the United States. That's his motive? You're telling me that? I mean, how could you sit back and throw all of these statements out there and yet you have nothing to back up the motive of Trump being what you're saying he is? So he's just evil for evil's sake? None of that makes sense. I mean, it couldn't be because he really looks at the country as in danger and, the threat of communism and fascism and all of that stuff taking over. It couldn't be that, could it? It's just simply so he can, reign supreme. But that's what they want us to believe. So he's a villain with no motive, just throwing all kind of evil stuff on him. And I'm saying, but why? Why would he want to do that? Please explain to me why.
Think that they're going to hitch themselves to his wagon in hopes that they're going to elevate themselves, whether it's through power, through money, through connections and so on. It doesn't work that way. He will not allow them. And just like Putin, once you start
just like Putin, you hear that, fool? And just like Putin,
get too big for your own britches, people will start flying out of windows. They will.
Can you believe this? And this guy right here is sitting there looking like Dr. Evil, looking like Telly Savalas, sitting there letting that guy say this stuff. You see Telly? Telly is sitting here watching this guy say, and just like Putin, at some point Trump's going to be throwing people out of windows, y'all. Throwing people out of windows. Whole first 4 years. He didn't hit nobody with no rice and he ain't sprinkle a little bit of poison on nobody's neck. None of that stuff. Yeah. But yet all of a sudden now, he gonna turn up the heat these last 4 years. So now that's what this guy's saying. So just like Putin, folks are gonna start just disappearing, or he should have said just like the Clintons, folks will start, just disappearing. drowning mysteriously, all that stuff. But yet they bring this guy on to tell us the motive of Republicans and Donald Trump.
Will start like Navalny. They will end up in gulags. They will end up, as Donald says all the time, send them to Gitmo. Send them to Guantanamo Bay. And by the way, he's...
Can you believe it? There you go. Donald Trump is going to do all of these things. Yeah, send them to Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay, all of that stuff. Look at the sources that they're using, though, to spread this propaganda. Michael Cohen, he's a stand-up guy. Oh, this guy right here, the guy who tried to, participate in a coup. Listen to this.
It's great to have you here because I just few people know the inner workings of the FBI better than you do.
No, we know it because we've had whistleblowers that have told us the inner workings of the FBI. Yeah, we had all of those reports that came out that showed this guy altering stuff and the rest of his crew trying to set Donald Trump up. Yeah, we've had all of these years to see the FBI working with big tech. All right, I think we need to pull this down. So we know it. Yeah, we know it when we sat back and watched those hearings up there on the Capitol. So are you saying that, the FBI didn't have anyone in that audience? I can't answer that. Did anybody in the FBI participate in planning J6? I can't answer that. Did anybody actually participate in January 6th? I can't answer that. You just did. So here she is talking about, you know more than anybody. I bet you do know more than anybody of all of the corruption that the FBI is about. And yet you bring this guy on, the guy that was busted being corrupt. You see the sources that they like to use?
And you've also personally experienced the pressure from Donald Trump. And when you...
The pressure from Donald Trump, the guy who lost his gig because he tried to participate in a coup. And she's talking about the pressure of Donald Trump. This man should be in prison. You do understand that. And here she is talking about, you've understood that you've been a victim of Trump's terrorism, his evilness. See, remember, Trump's evil for no reason. This guy did nothing to Trump, y'all. Yeah, he didn't try to overthrow Trump's presidency. No, not at all. He was just at his computer, at his desk. Okay, let's look up potential terrorists. Let's go ahead and stop human trafficking. What? Trump wants to see me. For what? I'm just doing my job. Yeah, come on up here. Yeah, I don't like your glasses. I'm going to harass you and I'll get you fired. For no reason. The guy didn't do nothing, y'all. He didn't do nothing. But here she is.
You see him promising this wholesale takeover of the Justice Department. I wonder how you worry about what that would look like.
Oh, yeah, look at the question. I wonder how you worry what that would look like. That's what she wonders. Do you think this chick with that skinny, teeny, pointy nose is crooked? I just realized it. That bad boy's like this. Yeah, it looks like a question mark. So her with that question mark nose right there got the nerve to pretend this is something she's thinking about. I wonder, what do you think that would look like? So please, go ahead and convince our audience that Trump's, once again, evil for nothing. He's evil for nothing, guys.
He is going to he runs the risk of really dismantling and greatly incapacitating the Department of Justice. And
to be corrupt and to undermine his administration and to spy on him. Yeah, he really run the risk of destroying our stronghold on America. Yeah, us controlling everything behind the scenes because we've grown too powerful and we've become corrupt. He really runs the risk of coming after us for all of our evilness because he knows what we did. That's what you should be saying, Andy.
And the FBI. And that is something that Americans on both sides of the political aisle should be worried about.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we should be worried about. I'm worried about an FBI that's rogue. I'm worried about an FBI who will spy on folks and come up with all kind of things to say, if you see someone with this hat, you see someone with this flag, if people buy too many guns, if people do this, if people show up to these events, if people read these type of books, these are the type of people that should pop up on your questionable list right here because they might be an extremist. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about an FBI that wants to get in our business about what we're talking about on the internet. Yeah, I'm worried about an FBI that will go and falsify information so they can listen to American citizens and then do some bunny hopping over these American citizens, knowing that they just want to get to one guy, but they just went ahead and set up a couple of just innocent people, ran them through the ringer. Yeah, I'm worried about an FBI that would do that. Show up at Michael Flynn, his first day on the job. Hey, Mikey, how you doing? You liking your new gig? Yeah. What are you guys doing there? Oh, I mean, what? We can't visit you, Mike. We just, we kind of like in the area, kind of a little bit, but not all the way. But yeah. But anyway, so what's up, man? Why are you guys here again? Mike, we just want to rap to you, baby. y'all ain't setting me up or nothing. Do I need a lawyer? Mike, you know us, baby. Why? You think you need one? No, you don't need one. Set that man all the way up. And here he is talking about the FBI, that they're scared, the men and women, they should be. Here she is talking about, it seems like he wants to get rid of the FBI. Well, look at all the dirt they've done.
We depend on those institutions to protect us.
What do you think?
Yeah, not betray us. See, we used to depend on them to protect us, but you guys shown that really you're fighting against us. And I'm not talking about everybody in the FBI. See, once again, but unfortunately, they've been swept up in this because we don't know how deep the rot goes. Once I see a rotten apple, I don't care if it's rotten on one side, I'm not flipping it over and biting it to the other side. I never forget when I was a kid, I got me an apple off the tree and I bit into that apple and found a stereotypical worm. You know how in the cartoons, you see the full-blown worm inside the apple? I've never seen a worm in an apple. I bit into that apple, pulled back, and that worm was just sitting in that apple like, yeah, I'm here. Do you understand how quick I threw that apple away? I didn't go, well, the rest of the apple. And it was a beautiful apple. I went all the way up to the top of the tree to get that apple. I was like, it's beautiful. Got me a big old green apple, man. It was all sour. And oh, my God, is that a worm? I didn't go, hey, you know what? I'm going to cut around it, eat the other side. The whole apple had to go. Sorry. So now this guy is trying to get us to believe that, these institutions are supposed to keep us safe. Well, if y'all would have did that, we wouldn't have a problem with it. If y'all would have did that, if y'all would have focused on that instead of, we're going to stop him, aren't we? He's not going to win, is he? All of that. If y'all would have been focused on us, you wouldn't hear me complaining about this. But no, you got big for nothing Comey over there. Like, that's why I sent the FBI over there. I knew they would be disarray in the first couple of days. I said, why not? Let's see if we can go ahead and yet this fool's up here trying to make it seem like they're the victim.
I think it's,
and he is
what do
proposing
people
to turn
inside?
down.
What do people inside the FBI think when they hear a comment like that?
Yeah.
It's terrifying. It's frightening.
Somebody said, wasn't your apple tree cab? And it wasn't, y'all. That's the sad part about it. I was an apple thief. I hate to say it, man. My story's always got a little more intel that y'all didn't know about. I was a full-blown apple thief, y'all. Yeah, man. Do you understand? We risked I tell you, it was apples and pears. Apples and pears. We risk our life for apples and pears. Everybody, and I don't even see these things no more. That's what happened. Growing up in Youngstown, we had apple trees, pear trees, we had all kinds of stuff. They're just all gone. But there was a pear tree owned by this old lady who sounded like she had a pack of cigarettes in her throat every day. Her name was Miss Dimes. She used to run numbers, and she talked like this, hey, y'all stay out of my apple tree. You understand that? And she had a dog named Tiger tied to the tree. It was a German Shepherd. And you know how kids, they come up with stories, and then the story evolved. And it got to the point, it's like, I heard Tiger bit a kid's head off one time. Do you think that stopped us? You think that stopped me? I'm a man like a honey badger. I'm going up that tree. I don't care. I need some of those pears. So we all would go and take pears, throw the pear, and Tiger's weakness is he had to chase the pear. When he would go to chase the pear, I'd run, climb up the tree real quick, and throw the pears down to all of my friends while they collect them. Tiger had built like a little ring around his doghouse. So we knew how far he can go. Yeah. So then they would have to throw another pear. I would come down, jump, and we'd run off with the pears. Yeah. And to one day, Miss Dimes was like, you know what? I'm sick of these pears on the ground. Come in here and eat all the pears. You think we wanted those pears after that? Man, I don't want no pears, man. Sick of pears. The excitement was us not being allowed to eat those pears. We was like, man, I will run the risk of getting my head bit off by a tiger for one of those delicious, tasty pears. Soon as she said free pears for everybody, I was like, man, I'm sick of pears. It's just how kids are. But anyway, now it got me distracted by one of my childhood stories. Now, let's get back to this bum, okay? Because I forgot what I was going to say about him. Let's see.
I have a lot of conversations with former colleagues, people who are or were in the intelligence and law enforcement
Really
community.
That was our award in the law enforcement. See, they're all getting out. They're sitting back going, man, Trump gets back in. We don't want to be around. We might have to go ahead and bounce before he gets back in. Yeah, hate to come under his raft.
And they have worked in, the Obama administration, other places. And, people are really trying to assess, like, what is life going to be like if Donald Trump wins a second term? And on a very personal level, I mean, these are torturous discussions with their family members about whether or not they have to leave the country to avoid being unconstitutionally and illegal.
And you hear her? You hear her with her crooked smile? With no lips? Good grief. Somebody just cut a slit into her face. Where's it at? Wow. Man, with all the modern technology, you can't get an ejection? Wow. So there she is. No lip having, crooked nose, is talking about some, wow. As if she's really interested in this, really concerned. All knowing that I'm bringing you on for another hit piece. Because remember, Trump's responsible for everything. He's going to do everything. That man right there is going to straight up just start throwing people in jail for no reason. Notice the people that's scared, though. The people who's coming out saying this stuff.
Legally detained. I mean, people are actually worried about being thrown in jail or grabbed in some sort of extrajudicial detention.
Yeah, because if you're Hillary Clinton or you're this guy or you're Mucus or you're Garland, if you're one of those, yeah, you should be. Yeah, if you're Nancy Pelosi, who we heard last night talking about, she was really responsible for the National Guard and all that stuff. And if you're those people, if you're the J6 committee, if you're Liz Cheney and all of that stuff, and y'all been getting rid of evidence, if you're one of those people, yeah, you are worried. You are worried. The average common citizen shouldn't be worried, but I am worried as a regular citizen after watching what y'all did to Trump. Yeah, I am worried. See, so those are the only citizens that should be worried if Biden gets back in and finish weaponizing the Department of Justice and the FBI and other agencies.
And I think, as crazy as this sounds in the United States of America, I think people should really consider
I bet you do.
that these are possibilities. Listen to what the man says. He typically does what he says, as crazy as it seems. And that's really all the indicators you need.
There you go. So Trump does actually do what he says he's going to do when it comes to evil. That's the only stuff he ever does what he says he's going to do. It's when it comes to evil stuff. And remember, guys, he's evil for nothing. No motive whatsoever. He's just saying, you know what? I'm going to get in and get rid of the FBI and all of them for nothing. Yeah. Love law enforcement, but for some reason now I done just decided to get rid of the FBI. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and do all of these evil things for no reason whatsoever except I'm just evil. And the sad part about it is the things they're accusing him of doing or gonna do, he didn't even say he was gonna do those things. It's an alteration, an interpretation of something else he said. Which brings me to this as we get ready to close. Now, last night I talked about how the Biden administration is in trouble. Well, somebody else appeared to be in trouble as well. But there's always a diabolical plan behind what the Democrats are up to. Okay, no matter how it looks. Remember, it's always smoke and mirrors. It's always a smoke screen. It's look over here while they slap you with this hand. See, so when they come out and they tell you that it's empathy driving us to welcome all of these precious illegal immigrants into the country, it's not. It's not empathy. It's, the desire to get them in here and make them become Democrat voters at some point and cheap labor. But they'll get up there and they'll tell you that. Talk about we're looking out for black folks and this and that. No, they truly come into our neighborhoods and they do all these things and say these things just to get our votes. And this is not because Biden grew up in a black church and he just loves black people. No. It's always a diabolical scheme. Yeah, they're not trying to save democracy over in Ukraine. It's always something else. Always something else. So now it looks like Hunter Biden has finally been brought to justice. That's what it looks like on the surface. But you always got to say, how can the Democrats take a tragedy and turn it into a strategy? Let's see. Hunter's guilty.
Hunter's my heart.
And now Trump doesn't respect the law. See, remember, Trump's evil for no reason. He don't respect the law for no reason. He don't respect the rule of law across the board. Not just in applications where Democrats weaponize it and use corrupt, evil judges and prosecute. Not just those folks. It's just across the board. It's across the board. Trump doesn't respect the law. So Biden does, though. He does.
And Hunter's been through some tough times, but he's fighting. He's fighting. He's never given up. He's the most honorable, decent person I know.
Are you kidding me? That man gave up on every area in his life. Are you kidding me? He's never given up. Are you kidding? Daddy, can you get me out of this trouble? Daddy, I'm in trouble again. Daddy. Talking about he's never given up. If it wasn't for you, Joe, that man would have gave up a long time ago. You think he would have ever got to this level on his own? Crack would have had its way with him. I mean, full blown right now, Hunter would have no teeth. He'd be in somebody's alley, butt naked, pants down to his ankles. We would see Hunter somewhere out there in San Francisco, bent over, sleep. That's what we would see. So here he is, the strongest person I know, smartest person.
A few years later. It's not a surprise, and yet there is something unbelievably tragic about the entirety trajectory of this case. Let's talk about the facts first. Not only is Hunter Biden someone who has very publicly struggled with addiction, but
so what? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with the charges? That's what I want to know. Why are we even discussing Hunter Biden's struggling with addiction and this and this and that? A lot of people are struggling with addiction. They don't go out and fill out a form to get a gun and lie on it. So what does that have to do with anything? That's like them making the excuse that Joe Biden shouldn't be held accountable for his documents because he's just a older man with a bad memory. What that got to do with anything? Yeah, when that man stole them bad boys, he wasn't old and had a bad memory. He should be held accountable too. But Hunter had an addiction. That's what we want to lead in on. See, we don't want to lead in on Hunter is evil. We don't want to lead in on Hunter has done everything that if he was a conservative, we would be trashing him. This guy's a womanizer. He uses women for sex. He pays for sex. He takes videos of himself having sex with other women. Look at him. He's smoking crack on. If he was Eric Trump, you think they'd be talking about Eric struggled with addiction and it just shows the cohesiveness of the family and the support that they have? This is a dysfunctional family. Trump failed them. Trump failed that. Frankly, I heard there's a rumor. There's a rumor. I cannot confirm or deny it, but there's a rumor that Trump gave him his first crack pipe for his 13th birthday, and they will be going in. But all of a sudden now, look at all of this grace and mercy for Hunter.
But the way in which these charges came about was through the finding of the gun.
No, the gun had nothing to do with that. The way these charges came about was through the finding of the gun. So that darn gun was in that dumpster talking about some, psst, hey, I'm down here, man. Hey, look, go ahead, grab me and take me to the police, please, okay? Because I'm about to go ahead and get Hunter in trouble. You understand that? Take me to the police. That's like saying the way that laptop came about, the finding of the laptop. Who brought the laptop into the repair shop? So that laptop walked in there all on its own, talking about, yeah, I'm here to get repaired. No, I ain't got no owner. I'm just going to hang out until I belong to you. Then I want you to go through me and find out all of this stuff on me that could go ahead and point to Hunter Biden and his pops as the big guy. Yeah, the laptop did that, y'all. Nothing to do with Hunter going in and leaving it. The gun. Yeah, the finding of the gun led to all of this.
11 days after he purchased it, the gun was tossed by his then girlfriend and his sister-in-law, Hallie Biden, the widow of Beau Biden.
Now, I know he wanted to kick her in her tail. I mean, first of all, that's pretty dumb, too. I'm like, what were you thinking? What did the gun have to do with you, Holly? You up here in this car looking for crack or whatever, and then decide, what is this? You know what? I think it's a smart idea. I want to protect Hunter from himself, I guess, and threw the gun away. That was dumb. I know he's probably like, look what you've cost me. Look at all of this. All because you went through my car looking for crack that I got you hooked on. Let's continue.
In a trash can outside an upscale grocer in Wilmington. When Hunter Biden realized that that's where his gun had gone, he immediately took steps for it to be retrieved.
Yeah, guys, that's the only reason all of this happened, because Hunter was trying to correct his mistake. Once he realized that she threw the gun away and all that stuff, only reason they found it, it wasn't because the bum found it and went off with it. Hunter was trying to correct the mistake. So if Hunter didn't go back to try to clean up the mess and correct it, because he ain't want nobody to find the gun and get hurt and nothing like that, right? He ain't want none of that stuff. So he went back to go ahead and get it. And that's the only reason, they found out all of this stuff. That's the only reason. See, he had nothing to do with that. She ain't bring up the fact that that man normally went in and said, no, not addicted to nothing. I'm good.
That ultimately led to the charges at issue here.
That's what led to the charges, y'all. Yeah, because he went back to correct his mistake. That is a fascinating take on this, isn't it? Now, let's reverse it. Don Jr., you know what? He bought the gun probably intending on shooting some people for no reason. But he knew. He knew at that point he was a crackhead, and then he was a heroin addict too. We can't confirm that. We can't confirm that. But usually when you smoke crack, you're on heroin too. And probably take dots and perhaps, some speed. But who knows? Who knows? But anyway, let's get back to him and all this womanizing and his evilness. And did I tell you that he's on videotape smoking crack? All that. Let's bring up the videos and the pictures of him smoking crack right there. Let's show that again 18,000 times. And you know what? You know what? Trump likes it. Trump, he encourages the crack habit. That's what they would do. It would be nonstop. It wouldn't be no grace and mercy. It wouldn't be no, well, the only reason, Don Jr. did this is because he struggles with addiction and that Trump got him hooked on crack.
Chuck, your thoughts? Well, to pick up on something Claire was saying there, I think that,
Here comes the secondary motive. Here's how they're going to try to make lemon out of lemonades. I mean, lemonades. Lemonade out of lemons. Here we go.
Biden has lost something with the American people over the last few years.
Yeah,
it's
his mind.
That reminder that he is sort of the opposite of Trump on empathy, right? He's the opposite of Trump.
Now you see where it's going? So now let's take the Hunter Biden situation here, so we can draw a contrast between Trump and Biden in regards to respecting the law. See, there you go. Because obviously Trump doesn't respect the rule of law like us, who wants to get rid of the Supreme Court, and we've been trashing them the last couple, years because they won't vote for us. And that judge down there in Florida, she's garbage. She don't know what she's doing, even though she's a woman of color and an immigrant. But we don't care about that because she's not doing what we tell her to do. Okay? Yeah, the rule of law goes out the window. We don't respect none of that when it doesn't rule in our favor. However, when it comes down to Trump, him questioning the judge and the verdict, he doesn't respect the rule of law, unlike Biden, who pretends to accept whatever outcome happens to baby crack. So let's go ahead and see how this guy tries to use this situation to go after who? Trump.
On some of these things. And I think this verdict, their reaction to it versus how the Trumps have reacted to the rule of law, certainly I think presents that character contrast.
Yeah. So you want to do a character contrast, but you don't want to give the details. So let me do a little contrast for you as well, Chuck Fraud. I think the details of those cases are totally different. On one end, we have hardcore data that this guy was a crackhead. This guy right here was doing audios on his book, talking about how he's addicted to crack. He's writing about it. He's doing interviews. Got a laptop with videos of him. You got folks testifying about, here's a text message the day before he went to get his crack, before he got the gun, day before he was about to meet his drug dealer. All of that hardcore evidence. everybody understands these charges. We're all saying you didn't have to concoct these. You didn't have to go ahead and fiddle with the statutes of limitations and sit. How can we go ahead and prosecute this and bend this and twist that? Everybody can relate to this guy shouldn't have had the gun. He lied on the application, got caught. There you go. All the evidence shows he really was a drug addict and he lied on the application. The average American could understand that, and I would have been shocked, even in that liberal area, if the jury would have been like, well, I don't see how he's found guilty. So I'm not really that shocked that they found him guilty, and I'm sure not buying the whole Biden bit of, I'm not going to go ahead and pardon my son yet. That's probably what he should have said. However, Trump, nobody knows what the crime is. Trump gag ordered. Trump had to be in court every day instead of out on the campaign. Trump, keep all of this ambiguous. We don't want anybody to really know what the crime is because there is no crime. So we want Americans going around like I think something about some money that somebody said, hush up. And then a porn star was there. Something happened like that. See, that's the difference. But yet he wants to make it seem like everything was on the up and up. There's no reason Trump should be complaining about his situation versus this dude who anybody could have convicted him and said, man, that dude, we all know the Hunter's corrupt and evil and a crackhead, and he lied on that application.
With a group of voters who are not, by those that are left that are not happy with their choices. And I think, to try to figure out who this politically benefits, I think it hurts Trump. Hard stop.
What?
You don't know if these things help Biden at all, but it certainly hurts Trump because I think his rhetoric about a rigged system really works against him when you look at all of the supposed advantages that the Bidens had in this case, right? It was a person that was appointed by Merrick Garland, as Claire McCaskill pointed out. Joe Biden had the power to stop this if he chose to. She's live at the White.
They will try anything. Now, did you hear that spin, guys? Somehow Hunter being found guilty. Yeah, somehow Hunter being found guilty hurts Trump. All because, Trump is complaining about his raggedy fake conviction versus Hunter's warranted conviction. It hurts Trump. Now, what that man attempted to do is belittle the heck out of all of our intelligence, trying to make us think that Trump is once again complaining for nothing. Yeah, there it is. Trump's up there saying he's the victim for nothing. Obviously, Trump is completely guilty and evil. And don't you see it? It's an obvious crime that we can't explain. It's an obvious crime. Why is he complaining? Yeah, nothing strange about his situation that made it a little different. Nothing. It's just Trump just don't like being held accountable. So he's saying that hurts Trump. Interesting spin on it. But he also forgot to leave out the fact that the crackhead would have never even faced charges because they let the crackhead off several times before they finally got busted trying to get him an immunity deal from any crime that he would ever be found to be prosecuted for. Anything. They was like, all right, here, just go ahead and sign off on this, Judge. Okay, let me see. Let me read through this. Oh, you don't need to read. I could kind of give you the summary of what it is. No, I better go ahead and read through it. You sure? You know why she was reading through that? His whole counsel was probably over there like, oh, shoot. What's going to happen when she get to the bottom? And see that we tried to slide in an immunity deal for this dude. An immunity deal. And he would have got away with it if she had a little bit of ADHD. If she had just a little ADHD, they would have got away with this crap. If she would have had just a smidge of Kev syndrome, that when he got to sign those big long contracts and they'd be like, you could read 18 pages or you could just sign here, initial here, X there, and this pretty much says this. And I go, oh, okay, there we go. Because I'm not reading 18 pages of fine print. If she'd had a smidge of Kevitis, that dude would have got away with it. Got away with it. So that guy forgot to say that though. Yeah.
House. Rachel, folks are going to be watching very closely any kind of reaction from the White House, the Biden administration, and of course, President Biden himself. And obviously, Rachel, these cases are vastly different. The case we witnessed a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, they are vastly different. Please tell us how, sir, because I just did, but you won't tell your audience. You want them to think the only difference is the reaction to the sentencing, not the details of the case. Yeah, not that. It's the reaction of the sentencing. Look at that. One case, Hunter just accepted his fate, and his daddy went ahead and pretended to accept it too for political reasons. Because see, right now, he knows Trump's messaging is that the system is rigged against me. And here, Biden knows it is based on that crooked smile he gave when they asked him that question. So this now is an opportunity to pretend that, look at me, I respect the rule of law until after the election, or close to it if I feel I'm going to lose. Or right after I lose, before I leave the White House, watch me pardon my son. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. If you think that I'm going to let the crackhead go to jail, are you kidding me? He's not going to let that happen, but he's going to wait it out to the last second to do something about it. That's what he's going to do, while using this as a contrast that, look at us, we respect the law, there's no respect to person. Trump's just complaining because, and I'm going, y'all think we stupid. Y'all think we just saying Trump's complaining because he hates being held accountable. Nope, we all see what y'all are doing.
Former President Donald Trump, his guilty verdict. Now today, President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, with a guilty verdict in this case. Again, case is completely different. But one thing politically people will be looking at is the reaction. We know after the Trump verdict, a lot of rhetoric about a rigged system, up against the former president. Those are the words being used by the campaign, the former president himself. And just a couple of days ago, on the other hand,
These are some propagandists, man. Do you hear what he's trying to do? This came straight from the DNC. All right, here's the spin that we're going to use. I want you to pretend to act like this is a big point of contrast right here. And as he's working through it in the spring, I mean, the case is different. These are two different cases. But, as far as the politics of it, though, because that's what we want to focus on. We want to convince people that, look at Trump. He's off the chain. He doesn't want to be reined in. He's just whining because he wants to tear down our institutions. He disrespects authority. He doesn't like the law. He is the law, he thinks, and all of this. But look at Joe. Joe respects the rule of law, our institutions, all of this. That's what he does. It's fascinating to watch because, see, we all see the game. But to sit back and watch others look at this bull crap and be like, yeah, Darcy, I thought that's a big difference between those two. And I'm going, you're being played. You do know that, right? You don't know that they're using this? You think that man's going to let his son go to prison? You're not seeing that this bootleg conviction right here is really a slap on the wrist compared to what he should have been convicted for? And you don't think this right here is shutting down further investigations that might lead to the big guy? See, yeah, we should have bunny hopped so far over this gun charge, going straight to the big guy and all of those dealings. But hey, okay, if we got to pick one to deal with the gun charge thing, don't worry. If it gets ugly, if you get convicted, daddy will bail you out again. Daddy will bail you out again. But just don't lead us to the big guy.
Current President Biden, telling me in Normandy that he would respect the outcome and that, yes, he had ruled out a pardon. Now, whether or not that continues moving forward after this verdict, he is Hunter Biden's father, as we all know. But will they continue to try to paint a real contrast here when it comes to respect for the justice system as a whole?
Yeah, I continue to paint a contrast here, the justice system as a whole. Trump's trying to bring some type of respect back to the justice system while Biden is trashing it completely. The whole administration, the Democrats in general, they've been destroying our justice system. Sorry, fake impeachments, then the J6 committee, then sitting back, not even wanting to hear the trial from mucus, then coordinating with all of these prosecutors to go after Trump, all of these fake indictments, then get this raggedy conviction. And then you get the fake news coming out, full press, talking about look at the difference between Trump and The difference is all of that evidence that is clear and obvious and a real predicate to go after Biden was swept under the rug. Then y'all invented evidence to go after Trump for all of these stupid things. Now, that's the difference that we all see. That's the difference. And then you use this whole Hunter Biden conviction to try to distract us away from the fact that you guys have unjustifiably went after Trump and convicted him, gagged the man and everything. Hunter Biden ain't running for president. Yeah, Trump is running for president, and y'all are doing things that has never been done to a former president, never been done to a candidate, the leading candidate right about now. And you think we're too dumb to see it. And you're going to try to distract us with Hunter Biden when really y'all should be on the tail of the big guy, the guy to 10% with all of the firsthand witness testimony about, yep, that's him. He is the big guy. Yeah, I'm positive. Are you sure? You can ID him. Do you see him right now? I'm going to give you some pictures of 8 presidents. You just picked the president that I already had that one. I'm not even finished. No, I already know who you're talking. That one, creepy. He's the big guy. Now, I hear what you're saying. But that's not enough evidence. It's not enough evidence. Okay. Well, I got text messages too if you want to see those. Now, you know what? That's, we could consider that, but we need something a little more substantial than text messages, firsthand witnesses, video footage, pictures, all of the money, and more evidence than that.
And David, this verdict certainly flies in the face of everything that the former president has been pushing, trying to undermine the legal and the justice system. When we know,
do you hear these people? Straight up, man, Nancy Pelosi or somebody got their hands so far up these fake behind people's butts that they flies in the face of Trump, just straight coming out there they ain't even trying to belittle our intelligence because they know we're smarter than that. We know what they're up to. But the people who watch this, are they buying this? Listen to this chick, man.
President Biden has come out very strongly against that. And it was notable that he told you just days ago that he would respect the outcome of this verdict, regardless of what happens. We know that is something that
we'll believe it. We'll believe that, right? The man who has not been held accountable for nothing, is going to respect the outcome of this and let his son go to jail. You think that's really going to happen? So the man who, done skirted, got busted on video, talking about I got that prosecutor fired. Then, no, I don't know nothing about my son's business still. Oh, wait, you found out I do? Oh, man, well, you never met any of them. Oh, wait, you got me in pictures and stuff with them? That guy. Yeah, don't know nothing about the business, but wait, checks are showing up to my house. Yeah, whole family's getting checks deposited into that guy. So now he's been skirting all of this time, and you think he's going to leave Hunter out to dry? Like I said, he might wait till the last minute, but you are naive if you don't think he's either going to commute this man's sentence or just full-blown pardon him. Yeah.
Former president has not done after he was found guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records and that hush money trial there in Manhattan. We know he has tried to undermine the justice system entirely.
Now you hear that? She went through the details. The 34 counts of the hush money trial. She ain't talking about the gun charge, and Hunter is now convicted felon. Why is she saying that? Why aren't they all talking about the crackhead and calling him a convicted felon? They don't want to do that. They're just still calling him Hunter. He could keep his real name. He don't have to get his pronouns now become convicted felon Biden. Unreal.
The White House so far, David, as of now, has not commented, but we know that they are watching this and following it very closely. Just that image of the First Lady walking out of that courtroom hand in hand with Hunter Biden.
You hear them? Remember, now this reminds me of Donaldson talking about Stormy Daniels walked into the courtroom. The doors bursted open. The wind blew behind her as her hair shimmied in the wind. A majestic sound of "oh" followed her as she glided across the floor up to the podium. And no, here she is. You see the First Lady that they're there for him. They all came out, and just to look at them and see the camaraderie and the family. And I'm going, okay. Now, once again, that's Trump. There's this whole cabal is with him. His evil family is corrupt. They're with him too. All of them are sitting there right now, probably scheming it. But now, all of a sudden, now look, they want to highlight the the family unity and
underscores how close this family is. And the president has not really commented much on this federal investigation. He says that he would not do that, but he did make clear to you that he has completely ruled out the possibility of pardoning his son. In a statement, the White House and the president said that they have boundless support and love for their son, Hunter Biden. We know that the president has talked about how he's been on the straight and narrow, how he's so proud of his son, Hunter, and just the
proud for nothing. There you go. Yeah, I'm proud that you helped me get rich, Hunter. Me being a big guy and stuff. I'm proud of you. It wouldn't be you lucked up, and I was going to use some other kids, but I got stuck with you. And so there you go. I'm proud of you for making me rich. So now here she is trying to go ahead and make it seem like don't focus on all of the stuff that Hunter did. Don't focus on all of those other things that if we would have got our hands on that laptop and it was Don Jr. or Eric, you think we'd have stopped showing y'all those images on MSNBC, CBS, CNN? That would have been on rotation for 4 years straight. They would have went through that laptop with a fine-tooth comb and would have trashed him all over the place, along with Trump. But yet, she ain't mentioning none of the other horrific characteristics of the boy that they're so proud of and the family so close that was carrying prostitutes across state lines. Yeah, she don't want to talk about that. Yeah, that it's just addictions and this and that. She don't want to talk about none of that.
The First Lady making, really going through extraordinary efforts to be there to show support for Hunter Biden. We know that she traveled to France only to turn right back around to attend the trial the day that Naomi Biden.
On our dollar, for nothing. Traveling back and forth, God knows how much it costs to fly a raggedy butt back here.
Biden, the granddaughter, was testifying in this case and then flew right back to Paris. But so far, David, as of now, the president is here at the White House, but no word yet from the president yet.
So now, I'm going to have one of my favorite orators come out and try to go ahead and give an interpretation of what really is going on when it comes down to this.
So Hunter Biden was convicted. Big freaking deal. This trial was a sham. Just like the Trump trial, it was a sham, but a sham for a different reason.
What?
It's a sham designed to legitimize the Trump conviction. That's why it came right after, even for charges that date way far back. But it also avoids accountability for the Biden crime family on the actual things that Hunter Biden should have been charged for.
Now you see how smart people think and is able to properly interpret what's really going on with this? Exposing it, coming straight out like, hey, if y'all really think that this right here is the big deal, this is the big show, that's what you're thinking? You're thinking this is the big show. Hunter gets convicted for a gun charge. That's the big show. That's the sum of it all. But look at him. He calls this mess all the way out.
Like, for example, peddling foreign influence while his actual father, Joe Biden, was the vice president of the United States.
It's making sense.
Hunter had no business serving on the board of a Ukrainian energy company, a state-affiliated energy company that's affiliated with the same country, Ukraine, that his father, now as the U.S. president, is sending hundreds of billions of dollars of your taxpayer money to.
Yeah, let's not forget all of those things, guys. Because, see, that's what they want us to do. Look at that. We're holding him accountable. Trump's always saying it's a two-tiered system. Look at that. He was found guilty and stuff. But y'all forgot about this? The big stuff? I want to be like, dang on Chevy Chase in Wally World. When they went to Wally World on National Lampoon's Vacation. They going to put him on them little rides, John Candy, as he had that BB gun. And after a while, he was like, you know what? That's it. I want the big ones. Let's go to the big rides. I want the big ones. They're up here talking about some, look, Hunter's found guilty because of a gun charge. Show me the big ones.
That's where the real crimes lie. So this deflects accountability for the actual investigations that are more close to implicating Joe Biden, while coming in convenient timing right after the sham Trump conviction in the veil of bipartisanship. Don't buy it. I said this before, I'll say it again. This is a smoke screen, and the reality is you got to cut through it to get to the essence of what's happening in this country.
Wow. Don't that hurt when somebody just call you out and read you like that? See what you're really doing. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. All of that. Now, the reason I did this and did, no. I'll let you go ahead and finish talking, but here's what you really up to. Yeah, that's what he just did. Yeah. So for all of the fake news who's out there trying to pretend that, look at this is an equal justice system, and Trump's just whining, and look at the contrast between Biden and Trump, so go out and vote for President Biden. because that's what we live to do. We live to serve the Democrat Party. And so we'll say whatever, regardless of how stupid or ridiculous it sounds, how over the top it sounds, how much lack of details we provide for our fake accusations that we are always slinging out there. We don't care. We're not trying to regain any type of, trust in our organization, in our industry. No, we're destroying it every day, just like the FBI destroyed theirs, CIA and all them other agencies that's now on your raggedy networks complaining about Trump, coming after them. Y'all worked hard. If he did come after y'all, it would be justified. Yeah. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Thanks for kicking it with me tonight. We're going to see how many other terrorists they run across. Hopefully they'll catch any other ones that's lingering. But who knows? Who knows? We still haven't even found the 80-something thousand kids that are missing. Still haven't found those. That's why they need also to be brought up on some charges. So thanks for hanging out. We got my man down here. He's back. He's feeling good about himself. Come here, Gizmo. Yeah. He's feeling good about himself. His fur's growing back now. He's getting fluffy again. For a while, he was sickly. Yeah. He's getting his widow peak back. You see the widow peak coming in? Yeah. I love this dog, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't supposed to be showing emotions and stuff like that. Gizmo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, he cool. He cool and all. Yeah, I kind of like him. I don't really like him like that, though, for real, but I kind of like him, though, a little bit. Anyway, so if you want to donate to the channel, you can. The link is below. Once again, I want to thank the person who sent these nice, cool glasses, Trump 2024. There you go. And so I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. I'm assuming I'll be back unless something crazy happens, but 7 until I get finished. And I think that might be it. Subscribe to my channel, my alternative channel, and all that other good stuff. And we'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Yeah, man, let's get at it. Oh, the number. Text Maggot to that number. Somebody said, peace. I will be viewing all the comments tonight before I go to bed. I know you see the 8. I know you see the 12. Yeah. God bless.